Hello, and welcome back to Space Engineers. I'm Duke Skyloper, adjusting my settings as always, because I always forget to do it right before I hit go. We're back in Space Engineers, working in the Stellar Garage, working on the Explorer ship. It's been 2 weeks since we last worked on it, and I'm going to tell you, hey Rumblestrip, welcome. I'm going to tell you, oh geez, that as much as I actually do like the interior of this thing, when I can get around it. Hang on. Hold on, there's a way. There's a special way out of here. You have to do this and then boom, like that. Oh, there we go. I'm going to tell you, I don't like the front. I had completely forgotten what the front looked like, and I don't like it. It looks too much like a car, like a hot rod or something. So, I think part of the problem is that we built it around these rail guns, and I don't like it. We're getting rid of the rail guns. So, that's step one, rail guns gone. Step two, all of the front gone. So we're gonna get rid of this, get rid of that. I think because we were trying to fit around these doors to hide the rail guns. We don't need it. Get rid of all this. This doesn't need to be like this. We were kind of working on this at the very end of the stream. And, you know, I think I said, I may have even said, I kind of remember this, but I may have said, we'll come back next time and see if I still like it or not. And I've decided I don't like it. So, what I'm thinking I might actually do is take the front and kind of extend. See, we're trying to like bring it down. I don't think we need to bring it down. I think that's part of the problem. Get rid of all this. Get rid of you. You're a separate grid now, right? Get rid of you. Alright. Okay. So, get rid of this, get rid of that. Most of all the front. All the work we did last time on the front, we're getting rid of. I think we are going to... Are all my colors reset? Kind of. What is this? There we go. We're gonna perhaps just extend this a little bit. Because the ship doesn't have to be super long, right? And do we even need... Let's see. I think we had the sides stick out like this so that we could put turrets on the side, but I don't think we need to do that. I think we could have them on the side. I think we could pull this in a little. And I think we could take the guns in. I'm kind of thinking this thing just needs to be thinner. And I'm kind of inspired by Rumblestrip's enthusiasm for Star Trek Online in the Discord. And I'm kind of thinking this is going to be more of a like I might put some nacelles on, kind of a thing, you know? So we'll kind of thin it up a little bit. We still need to put, it's going to be a little bit longer. We're going to put some refineries on it and all that stuff. I might try to stick assemblers in here somewhere, but I want to put some, I want to get some room for some modules on them. Did I put reactors in this thing yet? Oh no, we were going to put them toward the back so that if they blew up it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay. So yeah, we're going to redo this whole thing. This is all just going to be... And I'm thinking I might actually even take it like we kind of do... something like this, and give it kind of like a blunt nose, like this. I'll have to figure out how to best shape this in. I might do a little bit of something in here to make this look interesting. But I'm thinking it doesn't have to go out very far forward, and then we just bring it down like this, and then I think this was how far I might have wanted to go one more with this, but that could be enough height. Like this thing's not supposed to be super large. You do something like that. Bring the... Like, maybe we could expand out in the back a little bit. One refinery, I think, is plenty. I don't think we need to have... This thing doesn't need to be like a complete mobile factory, but it should be able to process its own stuff, I think. So I think that's what we're going to do. So let me do this in a very basic way. So maybe, as usual, I'm going to lay this down kind of like how it might go. And then, actually, should we... What if we did something like... That was the right spot. Here we go. Not really Klingon Bird of Prey inspired, but kind of, maybe? Alright, so I was wondering if we did something like that, and then... Then we could maybe do something with that. That's where I put those batteries. What if this one here was... like that? Or is that too much of a reduction in size too quickly? Well, what if we built it back up? What would that look like? Excuse me. Yeah, something like that, and then what would we put? I think we could use this exact same one, just in a different orientation. So is this too... Well, here, yeah, because then we could maybe just... go through the motions here, go through the shapes. That's not the correct orientation. That's not the correct angle. Yeah, maybe something like that for the very front. And then the rest of this we could just maybe do, we could just do something to like... I don't know why I'm leaving a big thing on the front there. When I do small grids, I will sometimes do, like, put the little lights on the front there, so I'll leave a little ledge. But you can't do that on large grid. You don't have that thing. I was also thinking, this thing needs some heavy armor too. It can't just be all light armor. So maybe this front part should be heavy. Or maybe it should just have some heavy armor banding on it or something. Put some heavy armor plating on it. Hey Toshiro, welcome. Yeah, I honestly don't know where I'm going to end up putting heavy armor. This kind of moved away from my original vision where I would put a layer of heavy armor, like, kind of on top of the light armor, so that it kind of sticks out a little bit in key areas, and yeah, I've kind of lost the vision there. So you know what, we're just going to keep on going with what we're doing. How are we gonna make that? Oh, you know what, where was I was gonna move those cannons. Where are those cannons? Not you. Is it you? It was you. Yeah, I wanted to put these somewhere. So we could put them like... we could embed them like right there. That might not be too bad. Then I would have a little excuse to not have to shape that part. And it'd be easy enough to run stuff over to it, I think. So, let's see, should it stick out? How far should it stick out? Stick out that far? Or be like more pulled back? Should it be, maybe it should be in the middle of the ship, like this. Or maybe we just stick with turrets and don't worry about putting cannons on it. Actually, it might look cool if they were like actually mounted. Like if it looked like they were mounted on the side, and we could just cover up the extra ports with something. That might not be too bad. And then we could put them like right there. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because we could pipe underneath them. Having them closer to the center means it would be easier to shoot at things and potentially hit them. Okay. Let me put this back on. I gotta think about how we are expanding this out. There we go. You do something like that. Leave that little lip right there. Kind of looks cool. Then we could maybe take these. Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to run some pipes to them, but we could put them like right there maybe. Let's see. If I put them right there, then I would be blocked from covering the port on the side. Maybe it would look better if they were... How is it defiant? It is kind of look defiant, isn't it? Well, now I kind of know what I'm going for. Got the little missile pod. Almost. Almost. Does this need in the front? Does this need a little... It's a little flat right here, like we gotta put something there. I think this thing makes it look too flat. We could pull this back one, and then it wouldn't look so flat, and it would allow the nose to stick out a little bit more. Well... I also want to... Okay, let's leave it for now. Maybe we could just, we could maybe do something to just kind of... Like, you know, something like that. We could just do something to kind of... I don't know. Maybe not that. That kind of doesn't look great, but... actually might kind of look interesting if this... Let's see, if that was like that, and then... What's got the... Hey, Ire. How's it going? I was really sad I missed all the other streams today because of work-related things. And I caught, like, I don't know, like the last 3 minutes of Rev's stream, and he was like, I'm going to be signing off, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to just go get ready for my stream. It was not a great day. It's not a great Thursday for the streams, for me. That kind of dips down. I don't like how flat that is. I almost kind of want to, yeah, let's maybe bring the shape back up for this one. I feel like this would look better without the armor edges, but yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit more interesting. I'm gonna keep that flat wall right there. This might look better with paint. Okay. Alright. Get rid of you. I kind of want the bottom to flare out a little bit. I don't entirely know how to accomplish that. Okay, I almost want... Alright, I'm going to experiment with something here. Let's see. My cough button almost didn't work. Let's see, that is not what I was going for, but Close. Yeah. Maybe that's not where I want it to start, though. Okay. Bear with me here. Not that you really have a choice. Which one of these? That's the hybrid thruster, right? That's the big old hybrid thruster. How much space do I need to put this in? 3, huh? What's our thrust ratio on these? These are about a meganewton. The big one is about 15 meganewtons. Holy moly. How many meganewtons do I need to move this thing? This seems like it's probably going to use way too much power for what I have. Which one is this? This is the atmospheric thruster. Okay. This looks like it'll work better. We could do a couple of... Yeah, I've lost it. I think I do want to move this whole thing down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I want to accomplish this here, but could try to reattach it. Just cut it off and reattach it. Or I'll just rebuild it. Okay. What I'm thinking is little feet. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think I want it right there, though. I think I want to go back in one. Can I do... I don't think I can. Okay. Do these have a up and down, or does it not matter? It probably doesn't matter. They seem pretty similar there. All right, so now it's going to look like a, you know, when it lands, it's going to kind of look like, you know, like some kind of a puppy dog, right? With thrusters for, you know, wrists, kind of a thing. So what can we do to armor around this to cover this up a bit? I don't like that. That's going to look too thick. Yeah, so then I'm thinking actually we can use this space underneath here that's going to be created by these big side pods to stuff all of our, like, let's see, I don't really want to put reactors there just in case. I was going to say the refineries, but really there's nothing. Oh, we'll just put cargo down in here. That'll work. That'll work. This is our top layer. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm struggling with this ship. I like the interior a lot. I have no vision of what the outside should look like. I don't really like this foot thing anymore. Okay. New plan. Not this. Okay. I like the front enough. I like it better than it was before. I like this midsection. Maybe we should just continue with building the important bits and then do what I usually do and shape around the important bits. So let's see. This is our, yeah, that's our bottom there. So we're going to be one level below that. So one thing I need to do is get a exterior. Ugh. Is it a big ship, Ire? I've been looking at the screenshots from time to time, but I've really not been paying attention much. I kind of, okay. I kind of want. Kind of need this to not open up. That's fine. We need some way to exit the ship. To enter and exit the ship. There's you know what would be cool is if there was like a half door hatch. Oh, that's the door. What? Where's all this? Hallway? That's all hallway. I can never tell. Space Engineers ships are crazy different sizes. You know, this, to me, this feels like it would be a, just kind of imagining how big it will probably be, which is going to be a little bit longer this way and just a little bit wider. It's like maybe a cruiser? I don't know. It's really just like a personal craft. Like it wouldn't be a cruiser, because this is like a 3-person ship, so. Anyway, I just took a drink of water, which is the point of the show when I ask people to consider liking the video and consider subscribing if you'd like to go live. Somebody unsubscribed during the show, and I need somebody else to make up for that. So, do your best. So, where I'm kind of struggling with the design of this ship is that it's supposed to be a ship that can get into direct combat, but I have not put heavy armor on it. And it's also supposed to be a ship that can be space or planetary. And so I don't want to make it too heavy. And that's where I'm kind of struggling with it. And I'm wondering if just the design in general is not great. You know, it's trying to do too much. I'm kind of thinking I might just go with Rumble Strip's idea and just make hot chocolate. Yeah, it's pretty easy to fit those thrusters in too, which is nice. So I'm not really worried about that. I guess I am worried about it, but maybe I shouldn't be worried as much. Where would heavy armor make sense? Let's see. So we've got these areas around the cabin. Yep. Hold on. Windows wants to do updates on the streaming computer. Let's make sure that does not happen right now. Okay. Oh, Windows. Okay. We could kind of make it look like there's like some... Let's see, I don't have heavy armor on the toolbar. Kind of need a heavy armor toolbar here. Let's make this the heavy armor toolbar. Kind of already was getting there. I'm going to mimic my normal toolbar setup here. Heavy, 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 heavy. So if we wanted to, we could say... We could get rid of that. And maybe make like some heavy armor banding. You know, maybe do a little heavy armor here, down the middle. I'm actually thinking, what if we took it and made like a little baseball cap out of it? Is that gonna be... Oh, yeah, no, it's just like a terrible forehead. No, it's... No. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. But I think that's probably the best place for it. And actually, what if... That's okay. What if we put some of these thrusters right here, facing up? What are you trying to do? How are you mirroring? Oh, I see. That one? No. That. Well, no. But Okay. Little heavy armor on the top. Kind of protect the roof, protect the thrusters there. Protect the what you call it, turret. Okay. And I can't really get a lot of heavy armor around the cockpit, but we can get a little bit here. This should be that, but we could... What did I just have there? Hang on, a little bit around the cockpit there. That's every bit of not window around the cockpit is heavy armor. Stuff in the front is still light armor, but it's literally just empty space there for shaping. We could put... Let's see. This whole area is empty. So what to put in here? We could put oxygen tanks, oxygen, what you call it? O2 jump, and a tank maybe. Let's see. We got these things. These things might look good on the outside if I could find a cool spot for them. Ooh, a welder. That might be interesting. The range on a welder is kind of low, but maybe to just like re-weld the cockpit. Let's see, if I put the welder right here, where I just took that thing out, would it reach... We got the Type 2 welder. It's gonna look weird. We'd have to do it that way. If I did that, that's the tip of it there is directly below. Actually, you know what, here. That's where... That is, I think, directly... Yeah, that would be one block below where the cockpit sits. And one block back. I don't know if that would weld the cockpit or not. If the cockpit was damaged. No, I'm gonna live dangerously. Go back to my original plan. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even realize you could do that. Didn't cross my mind. So do that, then hit... Nope. Faster. There we go. That, okay, so I'm standing there. Oh, now I'm moving the character. That's the wrong one. That is not it. This is spectator. Where did my person go? Isn't I standing like right over here? Did I go flying somewhere? Wait. Yeah. Place the block first. Okay. Oh, there I am. Way over there. I'm lost. There it is. The overlay goes away when I go into spectator. It's, Oh, wait. Is there a, command you can run to leave it on? See, if I go into spectator, I have the block in front of me. But because it's placed, it doesn't show it on the one that's placed. But either way, you can kind of see. You can tell where it would go. It's going to go up, kind of into a circle that's going to barely touch into here. So it'll kind of go around there. So it's probably not going to reach up to the thing. It doesn't do the... I've got the overlay on. It doesn't do overlays on placed blocks. It only does the overlay on blocks that you're holding in your hand. Okay. No more time wasted. Moving on. I want... Oh, it's been tagged here. I want to not be in all caps. Oh, two cap. Build and repair is not in this world, no. And it probably won't be in whatever series I use this ship in. So. Okay, hold on. You're talking about with the welder out. Okay, welder. Let me put it back in the toolbar. Welder is out. Now the overlay is on, right? You can see the welding radius. How do I go into spectator to be able to look at it from another angle if I can't, if once I go into spectator, it just follows me and disconnects from my character? This is the F8 spectator. Show you, like I tried the F9 one, that's not going to do it. That's just controlling my character then. The F7 one is definitely not it, because I don't even know what I'm doing right now. And then got F6. I'm back to here. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, if I'm doing something wrong here. With the hand welder? Okay, wait, hold on. I don't have a hand welder. Let me get a whole nother toolbar going. If I do hand welder, give me a welder. That it should... Oh, so, okay, I get what you guys are saying now. Put myself there, then do that, and it sticks. Okay. Alright. I came around. The last horse finished the race. Okay. There we go. Alright, so let's put this where it was supposed to be. Glad you guys are here for this. Okay, so you put that. Get a welder out. Stick a human in front of it. Jump to spectator. Look at how far it goes. Genius. Okay, so how far it goes is... First off, we're moving way too fast. There we go. So we would be, if we were here... Go a little faster here. Alright, so... There's the cockpit. Yeah, so we are too far away to be able to use it right there. What's in between right here? Is this just a block? Would I die if I'm sitting in the cockpit? Because I could rotate it up, probably, and point this thing straight up. Would I die if I was sitting in the seat and this welder turned on? Yeah, I could just point it straight up at the thing, couldn't I? So... Yeah, I'm kind of concerned that this would actually just murder me more often than anything else. Hmm. Hmm. No, it's okay. I've learned something today. I've learned something. I didn't, this is a cool technique that I've never done before. In fact, I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever needed to. It's just placing this inside of a weird spot. So it's part of my toolkit now. I might, actually, you know what I might do? Is do, okay, get rid of all this. Yeah, we could maybe, still do both. Let's see, what is this thing? That is going up into there. Okay, so if we did O2, this may not be the best place to put a tank, but we could then just put the welder on the end there and keep that welded up. So I don't mind having that there. That's fine. And then we could put our oxygen tanks elsewhere. I feel like there's a pretty big delay, a bigger delay than usual with you guys, and I'm wondering if that's YouTube or if you guys just refresh the stream, it'll fix it. I know there's always a delay, but so now I got that there. Do I want to? What else do I want to use this space for? I don't have any other way to get. Let's see, if I rotate this, then I have. There we go. Then I have cargo access right there. Oh, I could put those cannons right on the end of it, and then it would keep the cannons welded up. Ooh. Then there would just be a big hole right here. Right here. So what was it? Non-armor. Weapons, there we go, that's what I was looking for. Give me this block. These guys, we could attach these on the end of that and have them stick out the front a little. We would just have to get rid of this whole thing there. I'm not sure that I'm willing to get rid of that. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm wondering if there is... Oh, you know what I could put in here is stuff like antenna, gyroscopes. I could put some gyros in there. Ore detector. Different event controllers, whatnot. Let's let's make this front part of this nose heavy armor. That's not how it goes. Also not how it goes. I think this was how it goes. Alright, so we got a little bit going on there. Okay. Let's think about where we're going to put assemblers and stuff. I probably want to have 2 assemblers and then 1 refinery. Or I could do, if I want to have 2 refineries, we could just have them be symmetrical behind these jump drives. But I also need to think about how I'm getting in and out of the ship. Part of the problem so far is that the ship is already kind of long and it takes a while to get to the bridge and stuff, so if I need to get out of the ship quickly, I have to come all the way down and come all the way to the back and run out. Which is fine, I guess. It's not that far. There's really no good way to put like an exit like right here or something like that, because we'd be cutting into the living quarters. It's too bad we go down the ladder, because this would have been a good kind of exit. You can cut right in here and then go straight to the bridge. Space exit, you know? But either way, we got to get down to the ground level, so what are the best options for that? I hate to keep doing ladders in the ship. I wish we had corridors that were stairs, you know? Because if I do any stairs, I have to basically encase them in armor. Or something. I'm taking another drink of water, you know what to do. Good. So I think we're gonna maybe try to... I don't want to do heavy armor inside. Overhead from the bridge. So I was actually thinking at one point that if there was like a small hatch or something, we could maybe cut through and have like a hatch where we could just like go out and then come up for when you're in space, when gravity didn't matter. But now I've covered it with thrusters, so it kind of is a moot point. But I bet you there's a staired corridor mod, you know? And we just don't, I just don't have it. Let's, let me get my corridors back in here. Let's do a light and then a X intersection, and then this is where we're going to go down from. And then the rest of this is just going to be taking us back to the aft, like, engineering section, I guess. So, what are the walls going to look like here? We need to go... Here, hold on. We need to basically go... I'm just kind of mapping this out, because we'd have to go from here to here. We basically have to do that. And then we'd have to make the ship come to that. Or we'd have to come down and do like a corkscrew and then have just a single exit on the back. Because I want, when you land, there's got to be doors that are near the ground level, right? Unless the door was one level up and then you had like a ladder going up to it, you know. Another option would be like Let's see, I was going to do that, but then now we're already at ground level. That does not work. Unless... unless it was something like... Can't tell where the T is. There we go. Something like that, and then we put our doors on it. I'm just using these as an example airlock. We could potentially use other doors, but we could do something like that and have this all blocked off, and then the rest of this would just have to be above it, so that this one spot is resting on the ground, and then we would go in and then walk up and pretend there's a... Okay, well that could be a problem. Ah, okay. Never mind. Can't get out of there. Honestly, don't even know how I would make that work. We could maybe do... I mean, door on each side is convenient. I used to have this one really cool mod. Do you guys remember this ramp mod that you would like? It looked like from the inside, it was like just like a long rectangle, but it had like the stairs inside, and then the front of it would like drop down a block level, so you could, if your ship rested one block above the ground, this ramp would go up and down automatically. You know, I was just thinking we could do a custom, some sort of a custom airlock that does move up and down on a platform or something like that. Like you go into a thing and then it lowers you down. You know? So like, how would we do this? If I still want to have a hallway going back. Well, actually, what if we did? Oh, it's going to be stupid. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? But I know it's going to be awesome, but stupid. Stupid, but awesome. If we did, let's say we go... Hold on. Forward... No. Normal. Okay. So this is our... You know, maybe our engineering goes... Yeah, however we get to engineering or whatever, which is just going to be where you can die of reactor... poisoning. Yeah, maybe you go side to side, but then in the middle here, we could do... Now, how would I do this with... Let's see. We could maybe still have... So I was thinking you could come into here, and then there would be like a piston, and then the piston or something would lower the platform, like then you'd go into like the airlocks, and then it would go down. Seems like a bit... Seems like a bit much. I'm gonna think that through. We could do like, really do like the idea of an elevator that goes up and down. The only problem is there's just not a lot of room for a piston. We have, you know, let's see, where's my airlock, right? And then we got there is no such thing as a corridor dead end. That's what I was just going to try to to put here as like a thing that goes up and down. Oh, but you know what we would just do is just, hang on. Because we would want to go out either side, so, where's reverse? Reverse. I am tempting so much Klein with this idea. Plus that's upside down. Yeah, that's definitely too far, but we could do something like that. Stand in here. Maybe I would need to build something out here so that there's a button panel or something. Oh, that's actually a good idea. Put a mag plate on the bottom of it so that... Because I was thinking I would just have the piston stop at the exact bottom of the ship. Well, one thing we could do for buttons is... Ooh. I just had a really dumb idea. We could make this... We could still make this the hallway to the back of the ship, and it's just like... You know, the back of the ship is a non-airtight space, we'll say. And then you just, you know... a part of the corridor can just be lowered out of the ship. And it just made me laugh because if, you know, this is a ship for just me, so it's fine. But, like, imagine you were, like, a crewmate on the ship. And you were working back there and you come back and you're like, oh, somebody left the ship and now I can't go back into the interior. But anyway, what I was going to say was, we could... I'm prototyping here, so just bear with me. But we could have, like, a button panel... Something like that. And then... let's see, how far does this thing actually need to extend? Something like... we got stuck. We got stuck. Oh, we are already having issues. Yeah, I'm assuming this would not work if we tried to fill this in. Plus. Trying to see both at once. Come on. So anyway, the thinking was, then you would stand in it, you'd have your button panel here, and you could be like, take me up. And then you would go up, and then you're in the thing, And then you could use the button panel over here to go back down or something like that. I don't know. Seems like an awful... I mean, I'm just kind of looking at how much interior space would be dedicated to just managing the elevator. And I'm thinking maybe this is not the best use of space. One thing we could maybe do is not any of this. Get rid of all this. All of it gone. Gone, gone, gone. Is potentially do something like keep. Let's see. So I was trying to think, where would we put, where are we going to put the refineries? And I was thinking they would be back behind this. Like behind each of these, there would be one refinery with all of its stuff. Where does my corridor? Okay, corridor is there. Okay, yeah. Okay. So if we did something like this, okay, and I'm pretty sure I can fit through there, so I'm not 100% sure at this point. Yes, almost, just not with, maybe not without gravity. So we could go down and I was thinking maybe we go down and then hit another corridor and then we walk toward the back and then just go down one more at the very end, but I don't know, that's going to be a better solution because it blocks where I wanted to put the refineries, unless I put one refinery on top and that's it. Yeah, I should actually just throw a grav gen in it for now, because I think a good space for it would be like right. Oh, that thing is there. A good space for it would be right here. Which way is front? There we go. Beautiful. All right, so if we were to do that, we could do one refinery and have it actually be visible on top, like this. And then there would be a space underneath for its stuff, for its upgrades. Yeah, maybe we move it like one back and, you know, do some... Oh. You know, I always forget that they're 2 and not 3. That actually helps me because that means we could... Where did I put the refinery just now? We could put refinery... up. Do I have a spot up? No. We put our refineries at that level, then there's still room for stuff. Yeah, I guess it might be better to leave the modules exposed and not leave the refinery exposed. If we turned it this way, actually, and had the modules going that way, that might not be... We will probably cover over the modules then. Oh, look at you. Look at you and your mirroring. Yeah, then I just have to figure out how I'm plugging in, how I'm... oh, I know exactly how we do it. Okay, we just gotta turn mirroring off for a moment. That's not how you turn it off. That is how you turn it off. Okay. So we would go... Let's see which way... On this side, put it... Oh, really? Come on. Come on. Okay. Yeah. So then we just run from there to there. And then on this side, we do the opposite. Okay, and then we would have our, so you might, depending on how I do the sides, you might see the, actually, maybe it would be better to just rotate this so that they are sticking up. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna push them out one though. So I could do just a little bit of armor shaping around. So let's see, this is still good. And the benefit to this is that I can rotate it this way, and then the pipe, I don't want to do that because I will disconnect it entirely. But then the conveyor connection is along this line, straight to there instead of sticking out one. So I guess I'll just, well, let me place them both and then we'll go from there. So get rid of you and you. What did I just place here? Okay. So I do want you and you. Let's throw some pipes in here. Oh, you know what? Let's turn mirror back on. Oh, that's not the right button. Stop it. That's the right button. There we go. Now those are piped up. Now what are we going to do with the modules? We are going to assume that power is not an issue. So I guess we're going to go all yield. Or would it... I'm willing to sacrifice for looks. Would it look... Yeah, I don't really like the look of the speed modules, but I do like the look of the yield modules. Maybe something like that. And then on the side here, we could maybe put a little heavy armor around it. Something like that. And then, so what I'm thinking for back here then is we could hit, there's my corridors. You know what I'm thinking is I might not worry too much about the radiation from the reactors. The good news is I got a big old space here where I could put a giant cargo container or two. And that's real nice. That's real nice. I like that a lot. We still have to fit in some assemblers. And I guess I could put them in line here and just put like maybe one upgrade on them. I might put some glass over them, actually. Or something, I don't know. Maybe I'll do, like, heavy armor plates over the parts that look like conveyors, and then glass over the pipe-looking parts. I don't know. I still want to do, like, a thruster pod kind of deal on the outside. Like, kind of sticking out the side here, so... We just got to think about how that's going to work. But the good news is I think this is about as far back as we're going to go with it. So I think that's looking better. I like this better. I like the gradual slope up that it takes, and that it just kind of ends with those things on the back there. So in terms of... Have I been putting these on upside down? No, I haven't actually. Okay. So let's see. So we got this. We're going to have to put something on the other side here. And this could be... We could replace this with interior blocks now that I... Will that fall off there if I... I don't think it will. Heavy armor? Did I put heavy armor in here by accident? Where did I put that, light armor, heavy armor slip. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. How... Let's see, I don't want any of this to fall off of here, so we're gonna do that for a minute. Do that for a minute. Actually, most of that's probably just going to end up staying there, but it's this interior part that I want to get rid of so I can make this look nice and interesting here. So let's put... what are we going to do for this part? Do piping. Then we do piping on one side and some other just random thing on the other side. Maybe do these on one side. I kind of like the back of the pipes. Actually, no. I'm going to do this thing here like that. And then I think we're going to have to put... Hang on. Let's hop in here and see how it looks. I think I have to put something in the middle. Yeah, so you don't see in there. And eventually something there. Let's see. I want this to be airtight. I guess this whole spot's going to be airtight for the most part, but... Why am I walking so slow? Oh, that's why. Caps lock. There we go. So maybe I don't want that like that. Yeah, let's get back out. This thing's coming together. I think. What's on the back of this? Looks like that. Actually, maybe. Maybe that's the look that I want. I love how the sides of these things are just so interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And I'm stuck. So then on this side... Oh, I guess I don't really need this to be... Well, if we're still going to, like, some sort of a reactor area... Is there any way to visualize the range of damage, radiation damage on a damaged reactor, a small reactor? I'm guessing no. But as I recall, it's pretty big, right? If the reactor was damaged in the back, is it going to irradiate the entire ship? That's the main question. I don't really have a good way to test that in creative, I don't think. Actually, maybe there is. Hold on. What if we got ourselves a rifle? Okay. And got ourselves a reactor. And put it just like right there. And then broke it. Alright, that's breaking it, right? Yeah. So I'm wondering, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm wondering if it'll still show the radiation damage even though I won't die because I'm in creative. Geez, maybe I should shoot rockets at it instead. Oops. I forgot about that. There we go. Okay, so we're definitely taking radiation damage here. Am I still taking radiation damage over there? Let me scoot myself in and go up to the bridge and just see, like, in the farthest spot of the ship, am I still taking radiation damage? No, not in the bridge. Yeah, that would be nice. If there was some sort of anti-radiation... Oh, stop being stuck. Alright, so... It's already going up. Here, what if we stand back here? Still going up. So it seems to be... Is it here? Still going up? Yep. So it's basically in the bridge is where you're safe. It's not dropping. No, it's still going up there. So yeah, now it's dropping. So this is how far away we need to be in order to... So basically, I guess what I'm getting at is I shouldn't worry so much. I should focus more on just embedding the reactors and making sure they're not going to get damaged as opposed to trying to figure out how to make the reactor, like, put the reactor in a place so that where it is damaged, I am not affected by it right away, because I'm pretty much going to be affected no matter what. So, as far as I know, Rumble Strip, the radiation does travel through walls, through everything. It doesn't matter if it's airtight or not. Radiation from a reactor, that was a drink of water, by the way. Please like and subscribe. Radiation from a reactor is not like radiation from the sun, where you can just stand in the shade and it's good. It penetrates walls and everything, so. So, anyway, now I'm wondering. What if we had a big old reactor? Not to test the radius, because I'm not concerned about that anymore, but what if big old reactor was how we powered the ship? And this was like the reactor room at the back here. Yeah, maybe we got cargo. Let's see, what would this actually look like? Where's my... It's in the center, right? how would I get... Hold on, I should really think this through for a second. So these are piped up, and I do have this connection there, and I could also pull... I could pull from here. So, let's hope stuff don't break off when I do that. I think we're just going to do a junction here just to give it a solid point to connect to there. And then a T, and then, let's see. How was I planning on putting a container in here, a large container, if there is a hallway running through? Seems like I didn't think that through now, did I? Okay. New plan. New freaking plan. That's gone. Okay. Now, work with me here. Work with me here. Here's the new plan. T style intersection. Boom. Okay. Numbers, perhaps. Okay. Hang on, hang on. You gotta scroll around to it. Okay. Cargo. I already got cargo in here somewhere, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay. Ready? Hold on. Large AF cargo. Right there. Okay. Cargo. Does it fit too well? Perhaps. Now. Look at this lovely space I've got right here. What could we do with this space? Oxygen. If I use the other cargo container, I get more ports, don't I? Or if I rotate it. Oh, what does the side look like? There's ports on the side. Yeah. Port on top. Okay. So what I was going to say was, we could have these hallways carry on and then split off and go like, one way is how you get out of the ship and the other way takes you to the reactor room. But now I've got this gigantic cargo, and I'm actually thinking a lot of this hidden space is going to be filled with smaller cargoes. Perhaps some of these junctions I should have made cargo containers, just to have a little extra space for things, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to do multiple small reactors instead of a big one because of space considerations. So I think, what would be the best way to get... Let's see, so we've got piping right there, and if I move the grav, then we could run piping straight through the bottom, and that solves a lot of problems. So, we're going to have to come up with a better place for the grav gen. And there's probably plenty good places. Let's see. I bet... Let's see, that's where the controller is. Oh, we can put it, like, right... no. Probably not right there. I would like to keep it from being exposed. I feel like there's just a bunch of... What is this? Is this just a... yeah, that's just a... angled, right? Reinforced curve. Yes, that's going up. We could... What is this thing here? Air vent. Okay, so that's going up and over into the air vent. Why are we doing that? Then we're going... Because I could just go straight into that air vent. Right? Because these are the jump drives here. So if we went straight into the air vent, we could kind of... What? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we could do that. Just trying to remember why this goes in such a... Why does this go like up and around and in and across when it could just go up into there and then out? Because this just goes... Hang on, we're just going to delete that for a second. It goes up into this one and then out and into there. And this is just a curved one, which is under that one. So, what is the point of you? What's underneath you? The corridor. So, we just have a whole bunch of extra... We could just split here and go straight off into those. That doesn't really help me much, actually. Oh yeah, I should just do that. Duh. It's CN for cargo? Yeah, there we go. Or conveyor. There we go. Oh, 2 networks. Have I not connected something? Oh yeah, I haven't connected those in. Okay. That will happen soon. Why are these? Wait, I thought the top... Oh, I disconnected it. That's right, totally. Okay, so yeah, we are... Yeah, we're making a roundabout little thing. Okay, so this doesn't actually help me with my current problem of where to put the grav gen. But it does... It is something that I can simplify, which I like. So we're going to go... Actually, we're going to go cargo. Not you. This guy. We're going to go cargo, and then... and do that. So that's nice and simplified there, and we're all still connected. Yeah, that helps a ton. Okay. Then, yeah, so we also need to connect this up. There we go. That's part of that network. Okay, so then we can reconnect that. I could move this controller anywhere. That's the thing. I feel like this is the perfect place for the grav gen. And I don't know why I was spending so much time just trying to get the... Because I could literally put that anywhere in the ship. In fact, we're probably going to have multiple ones. So, alright. Yeah, the cargo interface blocks will be good for if... in fact, I actually should put some in line with these hallways at some point. Just so that I can get at cargo. Did I do that? Hang on. In the rooms. Did I have yeah, I've got cargo access in the rooms. Or at least in one room. So I've got cargo access back here. This was... That was a vent there, if I recall. So we're going to have to fix that. Oh, you know what? If that was supposed to be if that was a vent there, you know what I could do? Is put my turret controller on the other side. Just because we're already going to be... It's an asymmetrical spot, so I might as well just use it. There, we'll just put it like right there. And then, do I have the vent anywhere? Dead. Vent. That could be. Which way do I want the top? I don't think it matters. Let's do it this way. Yep, I know. Okay. There's that vent back in there. So I've got an extra space, a symmetrical spot right there. I could put something if I wanted to, like an extra cargo or something. Or just leave it for now. Maybe I'll put an event controller there or something. So, back here, now that we've got this going. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had to make like an intricately piped out system like this. Alright, so what I want to do is go... where do I want the back of the ship to be? This is a big question. Like, where are you going to exit? Are you going to exit out the back? Or out the sides? Or out the middle? The main... Let's see, what's the actual problem here with this? What was the problem I was trying to get around before? It had something to do with the height of one of these rooms messing with my ability to walk out the stairs, right? So we could have it come back together and go straight out the back, or have an exit on each side. I kind of think straight out the back is the way to go. So let me first think about I want... Let's see, I was thinking maybe we go... Okay, before I do any of that, reactors. One big old reactor is 300 megawatts. Each little reactor is 15 megawatts. And these thrusters are going to need 10 megawatts max. So, how many of the... And they're 1 meganewton? How much upward thrust am I going to need to hold this thing up in atmosphere? Maybe we should take this thing to a planet and mess around with some things like that, so we could do some tests. Because I don't actually know. Because we're going to need a lot of reactors, it turns out, right? Turns out. And I want the reactors to be... See, if we had one big reactor, then we could do 30 of these things. About almost 30 of these. And we'd be good from the one reactor. Which would be more than enough for sure. As it stands now, every 3 of these needs 2 reactors. Right? Did I do that math right? Each one of these is 1. Oh, wait a minute. I might not have done that right. And each reactor is what? 15. Oh, never mind. Why am I doing the math wrong? Never mind. That's not right. You could stop yelling at me. I'm sure you're all yelling at me. Okay. So if I had 4 reactors, that's 60 megawatts, which means almost 60 thrusters. Which we definitely don't. 60 thrusters. That's, I think, going to be good. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We go, give myself some extra cargo space. We go cargo, cargo, cargo. And then cargo terminal. Oh, not. And then, let's see, I was going to do reactor, and then have the hallways open to them, but that's going to be potentially not airtight. Oh, that's true. We could put the large cargoes in the wings, couldn't we? The ship is how tall? 1, 2, 3. It's at its tallest. It's 4 blocks tall, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, we could put a big cargo in the wings. We would have 2 big cargoes. I feel like I'm still missing something other than gyroscopes, which I plan to just slap in wherever I could find. Yeah, then we can get the large reactor back. I mean, the large reactor is a ton of power. Would definitely be more than enough. No, it's got a med room. It's got a med bay. It's in the bedroom. Let me double check that there's a med room. I'm pretty sure that there's a med room. We're gonna just walk through the ship for a minute here. We go into the bedroom. There it is. Medical room. It's been a while since we did the bedrooms, so. Oh, we gotta close that up. Oh yeah, I don't like that you could see that through there. Okay. That kind of seals the deal there. We're going to get rid of this cargo. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. And if we did, oh, you know what else? We could then just use this space for assemblers too. That would work out pretty well, I think. I don't think there's going to be enough space for me to ever put assemblers with all 4 upgrades on them, but I could get assemblers with 1 or 2, which I think is going to be plenty. Like I said, this isn't supposed to be a mobile factory. It's just supposed to be self-sufficient. Yes. Yes, it will. Okay, so let's get rid of that again. This is going to be fun, I say, nervously. We'll do that. Then, let's get our large reactor back. How far back? Okay, so it's like 2 blocks back. If we wanted it on top, if we wanted it even with that, so that you could actually walk up to it. Man, it would be really cool, actually, if you had to walk past the reactor to get out. If the reactor was, like, part of the path to get out of the in and out of the ship. You know, like you have to walk up onto the reactor and walk around it and back down. That would be cool. That would be cool. I mean, I could always just not use the warfare reactor and instead use the original large reactor. Let's get rid of that. Put that in there. You know, and then we could just kind of lock it away in the middle here. You know, because we got both pipes here. We could do either the top pipe or the bottom pipe. You know. So yeah, we could use either one. I kind of don't want to use this one just because it looks old. So how can we make this work? If we'd have to kind of seal this in. I think that's the main problem, is that this area back here would be not airtight, and it's the exact fit of Oh, maybe, I guess maybe it would, because if we seal over the whole thing, well, now how would we seal over the top, though? If that's sitting there like that. You know, and we're already planning to leave this open. You know, how am I gonna... I guess I would have to go up a layer, because I would want to completely cover the reactor. I wouldn't want any of the reactor exposed. You know, but this is already looking kind of cool. It's like you come out here, and then you go down and exit, or you can walk up to the reactor, and maybe you go around, and then maybe we continue our corridor there or something, and you go down. You know, and then we don't bother with this thing. That kind of frees up a lot of space underneath, too. Could do, actually, we could do a lot with. If we did that, we could potentially get, assemblers with 3 upgrades on them. If the assemblers were here, like where these 2 pieces of corridor are, then we could have an upgrade on this side, on the bottom, and on the inside, because we wouldn't be coming down with the new corridor until later. I would just have to make sure that this whole area is completely sealed in, and that's a tall order. That is a tall order. But yeah, this is real nice. That's fine. Right there, the way that lines up. I actually kind of would have preferred... Actually, you know what? It might be better if... Alright, we're redoing the back of the ship. Redoing the back of the ship again. Hang on. Get rid of all this. Pull that back. Get rid of you, get rid of you. I'm gonna keep those there for now, I don't know. Alright. That. Where did I put it? Is that right? No, it's not right. That's too low. Can I get it where I want it? Almost. No. Hang on. All right. Let's do that for now. Oh, don't have my bearing on. All right. So, there we go. Okay, so come this way, down, up. Okay, didn't quite plan for that correctly, but down, up, and then you go down, and then we go out the back. And so then we could easily take this pipe right here and just go up, over, in. And then we're good to go. So that's not a problem. We could even have it could just be armor going straight across there. Then we just have to figure out how to airtighten this. Unless we just made this the airlock. Like this right here was the airlock, and then the rest of this was just, we didn't care if it was airtight or not. That might be okay. Because we got 2... I mean, I'd be losing one of my lights. I could put a light on the other side though, not a big deal. Do something like that. And... yeah, because I think it's going to be really difficult to make this airtight. Like, we're going to armor over the top of this. But... I mean, that does make it super easy, because we could just have a corridor that goes out the back with, like, just one door. And we would just come in the door and then up past the reactor, down, up, which I don't really care for. I could push the reactor back one, but it's not... as weird. How are we feeling about this so far? I'm not 100% sold on it yet. Probably going to look cool. Let's see, is it lit up now? I guess it is lit up right now. I'm going to say it's going to look cool when it's lit up and this is all encased. But I guess it is already kind of lit up. I like the idea of it being there and being like a thing you have to, like you can't avoid it. You know, as opposed to a thing that you just, you know, you can go to it if you want to go to it. I don't really like this part, though. I don't know where I'm going to go with this, because I think putting... I almost feel like I'm stuck with half corridors at that point, and half corridors are rough. Little half stairs are rough, too. Hmm. I don't necessarily want to move it back, because I've already got to... how much power do these need? 100. That seems like I'm already asking for it. If I put one of these guys on, this thing becomes quite the hot rod at that point, doesn't it? Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Here's the other actual problem with this, now that I think about it. This is the bottom of the ship, right here. Already. This is... We're already at the bottom of layer of the ship. So... I don't know how to make that work without, like, some sort of enclosed stair, unless the back of the ship just is like open catwalks. But then it's open catwalks to a reactor, which I don't think is a good idea. That is a good point. It will be a good idea to go fast when we're in trouble. Alright. I think the reactor needs to be here. I just don't know if... So I guess what I'm thinking is maybe the reactor can be here, but it shouldn't be... Like, we go back to also having the exit be along the sides of the reactor, and that this is just a reactor is here. That's it. You know, like we get rid of this, and it's just... You know, there is a reactor in this room. If you go down the back of it, nothing happens. There's just a wall there or something. Alright, so I guess I gotta figure out how to put this back. Then, let's see, this was my corridor going sideways, though, so how am I gonna... Maybe we do need to move this back one. And then we get rid of these stairs. Where does my airlock go, then? Because this wouldn't be an airtight space. Or could it be? Oh, it could be an airtight space, couldn't it? Because if the roof goes to there, then it could be. These things, I assume. Actually, I'm making assumptions. Hang on. upgrade. No, what are they called? Modules. Okay, what's the... Okay. Not airtight at all. Okay. Well, that answered that question. I was going to see if I could somehow make it airtight with the... Well, if we did... The refinery's airtight on the top, right? Where did I leave the refinery? I got rid of it. If the refinery's airtight on top... Yeah, it is. That's the airtight spot. Okay, so we should be good then. Okay. Let's do that. Let's go... let's go heavy armor here. And then... does this matter? I don't think this matters, this part. Then we'll go curved. I can't tell which way it's going. Curved. Reinforced. Taking a guess on which way it's facing here. Okay. I think that's right. I might have to go one further. This one is going to be corridor. Wait, is that what I want? Is that what I wanted? I need my stairs here. Now I can't remember what the thoughts that were in my head. That's going to go out. If the reactor is sitting down here... you would have no way down to it. Unless we did. Uh-huh. Okay. Once again, I am struck by the lack of a corridor. What did I do? Hang on a second. What did I do up here with the ladder? What did I put on top of it? Oh, one of those things. That's perfect. Okay. Good. Maybe that's good. If we did. Yeah, actually, I think that is good. Okay. I need the passage. And we need this thing. Except I want this one. There we go. And then... oh, where's the ladder one? Is it part of this, or is it... no. Not part of you? This thing. I was just thinking, it would be fine if you had to take a ladder down to the reactor. Are you making a Babylon 5 reference? Alright, did I... so now... yeah, so we are a little bit off on top. Let's see how well this goes. We're good now? We're hooked in? Okay, reactor's hooked in. Alright. In here, I'm stuck here. So that we can come down to here. Go up the ladder. There we go. So basically, we're going to come here. We're going to have to go down the ladder, and now we are in the reactor room. I like that. I think that looks good, except for the fact that it's hard to get out of the ladder, but I think that's just kind of how ladders work in general. So now I got to put this back together and make this not suck over here. So if you all bear with me for a minute. I think we've made good progress today in terms of not sucking. We could even do, let's see, we could do a light, then we could even do a window on the side. So that as you walk through here, you can look in and kind of see the reactor. I mean, I guess technically we could even say, like, we could even go corridor T here, since I'm just gonna take us out the back. Basically, I think was the plan. We'll just go out the back if I could figure that part out. But like, we could just have it so that just goes both ways. You know, you could go down the ladder, or if you don't feel like going down the ladder, or if we're in a weird place where gravity doesn't let me go down the ladder, we can go down the corridor, walk around, come back up through here, and now we're in the reactor room. Would also be good if the reactor is damaged and I'm trying to get back in, and I could just go straight to the reactor here. I like that. Alright, I need to put something here to fill this in. So we gotta do like something. And oh, no, that'll work. Hang on. Part of this is gonna be seen by, yeah, I think that's what do you mean unable to place? Is something in the oh wait, oh, I was in the way. I was in the way of the mirror version. Hang on. I deleted the wrong thing. Okay, let me get out of the way here. So I want it to be... Let's see, do I want it to be that or pipes on the inside? Let's do pipes on the inside. Then go back to getting this thing at the wall, not that wall. That wall. No? Did I miss the wall? Passage 3. Passage 2. Oh, it's called side. Okay. There we go. So now you don't see it. We're completely enclosed by it. And if we go down the ladder, then we are in the reactor room. And it's very cramped in here, as you can see. Maybe we could run a script or something that could show, like, power usage or something on there. Or status of farms or whatever we like. Okay, so that's there. I think the last thing that I'd like to do is just try to very basically seal this off and see if we get some airtightness. I'm going to do heavy armor on top of this thing because it makes sense to do so, I think. And yeah, you know, I'll keep doing it along the side of that. Alright, so let's say, how are my stairs going to go here? The fun part about this is, like I said before, the stairs will be at the bottom of the ship, no matter what. So I think maybe we just have to put like a panel over the bottom of them or something. Too bad the mag plates aren't airtight on the backside. Actually, I don't even know. I don't think they're airtight at all, but on the backside, because then I could put the mag plate right under the stairs, and then it would seal it up, but that won't work. I want to take a quick... Yeah, I feel like this is actually... The shape of this now is way better than when I started the stream. I hope I continue to hold that opinion next time. But if we put some pods on the sides with cargo and thrusters, I'm thinking we're going to be good. So I'm just going to armor up the back of this just to see if we are getting airtightness in here. And then if we do the door right here, the ship should currently be filling with air. Unless I missed something. But that should make the reactor room airtight. It did not. I might want to include one cryo. Oh, there's a bed. There's a bed. So, where do we suspect we are leaking from? Let's see. Before I turn on the vent, let's see if there's an obvious hole somewhere. Maybe right back there? I don't think so. Let's see, this thing should be able to tell me. Ah, that makes sense. Yep, okay. Yeah, now it's going to tell me it's coming out the back door or something. Yeah, that makes sense. Right there. Oh. Is that different than this? Oh, no, it's not. That's it. Okay, so we could easily seal that up. I don't have a need for this, this cargo line anymore. Really. Let's see, what's a good thing that we could put behind this? Let's put an inset wall with a light. That should be airtight, I think. Yeah, now the path should just be the open back door. Still got a new one. Where are we going here? Oh, that's unexpected. Why are we going that way? Oh, you know, we could... okay, hang on. Hang on. Get my head out of the way here. Same deal, huh? Well, maybe... actually, I'm going to take... What did I just delete? I'm going to say I'll take these out, since this is not the leak. Surprisingly. That's fine. We'll put that back in a minute. This might not be a problem once we armor over the outside. Although you would think... Oh, is it this? No, I don't think it's that, but... We just do that. I don't think that makes a difference, huh? Yeah, same deal. Oh, you guys. There we go. Okay, so after we... Wait, it was... If I get rid of this now, we get our leaks back, right? Yeah. Okay, so after we have sealed this up and put like a pod on the outside, then it'll be airtight. Which is nice. Cool. It is warm in here. So then we just got to figure out how we get to ground level out here. And then next time we'll carve this up. We'll sculpt it to be something that looks good so it's not flat and boxy, but we'll figure that out next time. I just want to think about how we're going to get... So I think what I'm going to do is, we've got the corridor there. I think I'm going to keep that, instead of doing the slope. I can't tell where that was now. I'll turn it around. Instead of doing the slope, let's see, it would be right there. Right on the other side of that. Okay. Sure. Instead of doing the slope, we could do that wall piece. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about this piece right here. We could. And I'm afraid to delete that without deleting everything, but I think we could do it. How am I going to get that? Well, we're going to delete something. Oh, it worked. Alright, where's that wall at? Let's see. This way? It doesn't actually look good because of the way the floor is on it. That doesn't look as good because it looks like you're going to bonk your head. Although that does look better than... Yeah, I think that's fine. It looks better than the alternative. And plus then it doesn't look the same. Like if you stand here and you look in all directions, it doesn't look the same. That's good. Okay, so that's fine. And then I think I'm going to do maybe the same thing right here. Because we're going to have to go down and I need something to cover that. And again, we're going to have to figure out the way that we cover this on the bottom. Then I'm thinking what we'll actually do is just go door this way and then door in the same direction so that you can kind of step into it a little bit. You know, it'll be a small airlock. Close, open. You know. That's what I'm thinking. So, one option we could do, if we really wanted to, do a sideways corridor corner. I think that might actually, it might look okay. Maybe I'll do that in the other spot too. Does that look weird? Why can't I get up the stairs? Oh, because there's a bar there. Okay. But it doesn't matter if it looks weird. Doesn't work. Okay. Well, I think the wall is going to actually look okay here because of the... maybe not. I think that's... Oops, that's the only... Stop it. That's the only way it looks good. I think that makes us airtight again. If I close these doors. So we're going... I think that looks okay, even though there's like a watch your head lip there. I think that's okay. Are we filling up again? Yep. Where's the hole now? Is it something with changing this? Or is it something with changing this? This looks like it should be airtight. Did I break it when I was poking around with the refinery? Around the refinery? I think I did. Oh, duh. Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot. Stairs. You know, actually, one option we could do is to not have to plaster over that would be to get rid of that and then do, let's see, yep. Those are technical terms. Use these stairs, which I have not used really at all. Let's see, I probably not use that anymore. And actually I need a ramp. Let's put it stair and ramp. And then we go ramp, stairs, door. Okay. So much space in this ship is dedicated to just walking around. You know what? Actually, you know what? Since we have the space dedicated to walking around, let's do sliding hatch door instead. Which way do I want it to go? Doesn't really matter, does it? Let's do it this way. Yeah, because then, although these things do take a lot longer to open. But now I can just do that. And now, from the bottom of the ship, we're already solid. Yeah, I think I'm not going to do these. I'm just going to do the old doors because they're faster to open and close. And they take up less space. So, there we go. So now that's essentially going to be the back of the ship. We could put some thrusters up top. Do some pods on the side with cargo and stuff. And then we'll be good to go. And I could see that the YouTube bitrate is struggling, so I think that's where we're going to end it today. There will not be a stream tomorrow, just because I've got to get up really, really early on Saturday, so there won't be a stream tomorrow. Sunday, I should be back for Designated Survivors, theoretically with both of the guys. We'll see. And then next week is normal. So hopefully we'll finish this up next week. If for some reason Designated Survivors is not happening on Sunday, I may try to sneak in another Stellar Garage or something to finish this up. But I feel like we're getting really close to having this thing in a good spot. You know, and then it'll be just some side bits, and yeah, we could put more algae farms on top. Actually, maybe that's a good idea. Anyway, we'll sculpt all this out so it's not so blocky. Finish it up. I think we're getting close, and the fact that the interior is already pretty good is giving me a lot of hope. And then we'll slap some of these custom turrets on it. Did we make separate custom? Yeah, there's two different kinds of custom turret, isn't there? No, I guess not. We were going to make two kinds. That's right, we were going to make a Gatling turret. We'll slap some custom turrets in some other spots, and then we will be good to go. So, if you have not liked the stream, please consider liking the stream. And if you would like to subscribe to get notified when I go live, please consider doing so, as I do schedule my streams usually about a week in advance. And that's about it, everybody. Have a good weekend if I don't see you. Take care. Bye.